Hello, Oilers fans. Austin here with the pregame report between the Edmonton Oilers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. It is a battle on Hockey Night in Canada, 5 p.m. Mountain. You love to see it. You love these early games. Except for me, I have to work late. I'm going to end up missing the whole game, so there will be no post-game reaction video tonight because I am flying out very early tomorrow morning to get to Montreal to watch the Oilers against the Habs on Monday, which I'm very excited about. However, I'm still setting us up for the Oilers and Leafs. The Oilers have won 3 straight games, looking for their 4th straight win. Toronto, they've won 6 of their last 10, and despite the absence of Austin Matthews, the team continues to play very well. Some players on their team have stepped up in recent games, especially guys like Mitch Marner, William Nylander, and John Tavares has had a really good start to his season, already at 9 goals. The one thing with the Leafs that the Oilers are going to have some trouble with if they get the start is Anthony Stolarz in net. Anthony Stolarz is one of the best goalies in the league in terms of goals saved above expected at 5-on-5, at least according to Money Puck. But we are going to get into the lineups. We're going to get into the storylines. If you end up enjoying this pregame report, make sure to hit that like button. And if you really like it, make sure to subscribe to the channel. The growth on the channel continues to be incredible, and I'm really excited for the future here. So let's get into the projected lineups, and then of course my own game day predictions. Let me know your game day predictions in the comment section below. Give me your player to watch and give me your score prediction. I want to hear from both sides. If you're a Leafs fan, I want to know your score prediction and player to watch as well. Lineup for Edmonton, I don't expect too many changes. However, I'm wondering if Victor Arvidsson will get himself back into the lineup. As of the recording of this video, no official lineup has been posted. So, Nugent Hopkins with McDavid and Hyman. We absolutely need Nugent Hopkins to get going here. He only has 1 goal this season, and the team is not in a good spot if he's not able to produce any form of offense. Need Nugent Hopkins to come up big and score at least 1 goal tonight. I would love to see it. And then, of course, Connor McDavid, he has, I think, 9 points in his last 3 games. And he, of course, hit his 1,000th point against the Nashville Predators. He's at 1,001 points, and he is more than on pace for hitting 2,000 by the end of his career, and I cannot wait. We are very lucky to watch Connor McDavid. Of course, there's always a bright light when you play in Toronto, a brighter light. The spotlight will be on him in terms of the media presence in Toronto, so that's going to be exciting to watch. Then Zach Hyman, he's also an Ontario kid, so look for McDavid and Hyman to have good nights tonight, or at least be very effective. Podkolzin, Draisaitl, and Arvidsson on the second line. Again, Arvidsson's a little banged up right now. Not sure how effective he will be if he does get into the lineup, and not sure if they're just going to go 11-7 like they did against the Predators. The 11-7 looked a little shaky at some points. They did have Corey Perry up with Draisaitl for most of that game at 5-on-5. I would probably like to see someone like Connor Brown instead up there instead of Corey Perry. However, Perry did hold his own. Pretty good advanced metrics from the Predators game, and Corey Perry all season has played a pretty solid game. So, you know what? If Perry ends up there and Arvidsson ends up not playing, that's okay with me. Third line, we're going to go Janmark, Henrique, and Brown. Again, they were reunited against the Vancouver Canucks, and they have been playing pretty well as of late, especially Matthias Janmark. He seems to be kind of all over it lately. He's been getting a lot of assists, and that's a good sign for Edmonton if Janmark is able to find any form of offensive game. He knows his role, and he plays it well. Same with Henrique and Brown, although I would like to see more offense out of Adam Henrique. I think he's only stuck at 1 assist on the year. Maybe he has a goal. I literally don't remember. But Adam Henrique, we need more from him. Fourth line, Jeff Skinner with Derek Ryan and Corey Perry. Jeff Skinner, of course, a little bit disappointing in terms of his play as of late. I thought he looked better against Nashville. He was able to get a couple shifts up with the Draisaitl line. Hopefully he's able to try and find his game, get it going, and gain the trust of the coaching staff once again to be able to pop into the top 6. I didn't mention Podkolzin when I was talking about the top 6 there. We also need Podkolzin to score a goal because at some point the coaches will take him off of Draisaitl's wing. You do need to produce in this league. It is a results-based business. Podkolzin, for how effective he is on the forecheck, hasn't been able to drive any kind of offense, so hopefully he's able to pot one tonight for Edmonton. On defense, Ekholm will remain with Bouchard. That's one of the top pairs in the entire league. Nurse with Kulak will probably get a ton of minutes together. They have played very, very well in their, I would say, small-ish sample size. I think they're up to around 80 minutes at 5-on-5 now on the season, and their advanced metrics are very strong. They have really good underlying numbers, and hopefully they are able to sustain that moving forward. Darnell Nurse, of course, also had 2 goals against the Nashville Predators, so look for him to have a big game. He's also an Ontario kid. Again, the spotlight in Toronto, Toronto. These games are always really hyped, and hopefully they put on a good show for everyone tonight. Stetcher with Emberson, and then, of course, Travis Dermott, likely the odd man out. Dermott only played 4 or 5 minutes against Nashville. The coaching staff, I don't think, really trusts him very much at all at this point in the season. Stetcher has found his spot in the lineup consistently. Emberson, of course, very solid when it comes to the defensive side of the game. And Travis Dermott, he's not getting into the lineup often, and when he does, he doesn't get a lot of ice time. In goal, I am projecting Stuart Skinner to get the start, and we really need Stuart Skinner to start picking up his game. We need him to start to get on a run here and start feeling good about himself. Just when you think he's turning that corner, he ends up with a few stinkers in a game, and we need Stuart Skinner right now for the Edmonton Oilers to really pick it up. And the Oilers, for the most part, they're pretty good at limiting the amount of high danger chances they face, but for some reason, their goaltending is still allowing goals at a rate a little higher than you'd like to see. Edmonton's offense is starting to turn around, so they might be able to outscore some of these issues in net, but if this continues to remain a problem heading into December, this is something that the Oilers are going to have to address and likely upgrade prior to the deadline, probably before the new year, if I'm going to be honest, if this goaltending doesn't figure itself out. Last year, it was around this time of year that Stuart Skinner really went on a huge run. He went on a tear. He got red hot. The team ended up going on a 16-game win streak, and he was instrumental in that. But for right now, it's not good enough with Skinner. There's a lot of pressure on him, a lot of scrutiny from the fan base. I'm someone that loves Stuart Skinner. I am a Stuart Skinner believer. I always will be, but even I'm acknowledging that his play has to improve if this team wants to have a chance to win. The Toronto Maple Leafs are not an easy opponent by any stretch. They have incredible offensive weapons, even without Austin Matthews. Skinner's got to be on his game tonight. Now, when it comes to my game day predictions and stats, the Toronto Maple Leafs, they are 10-6-2 on the year. They are 6-2-2 in their last 10 games. They're starting to find a bit of a groove, a bit of a rhythm since they lost to the Bruins in overtime. They recently beat the Bruins 4-0, and Boston was never even close to in that game. So Toronto's expected goals for, according to Natural Stat Trick, at 5-on-5, 51.67%, which ranks 12th in the NHL. Their power play ranks 14th at 20.3%. Penalty kill ranks 6th at 84.8%. This is a team where their power play started off really, really slow to start the season, and it has really picked up. So Edmonton, if they have to play on the penalty kill more than a couple times tonight, that penalty kill has got to come up clutch because Toronto's power play is heating up, and Toronto's penalty kill is also very strong. So if the Oilers manage to get a couple power plays themselves, they're going up against a very tough penalty kill unit, and I expected nothing less from a Craig Berube coached team. Craig Berube, of course, coached the St. Louis Blues to a Stanley Cup in 2019, and the way they play hard, and it's difficult to produce offense, especially on the special teams. Guys like Chris Tanev are just horrible to play against. Horrible as in Chris Tanev is so effective that I would never want to go up against him on the ice. Toronto scores 3 goals per game, which ranks 17th in the league. They only give up 2.61 goals against per game, though, which ranks 6th. They have the 6th best defense in the entire NHL, 6th best goaltending, you could say, too. Their Corsi 4 ranks 17th, 49.70%, and their shots 4 ranks 12th at 51.01%. Looking over on the Oilers side, they're 7-3 in their last 10 games. They have, I think, completely turned the corner on the season, and this is a team, what we've seen in the last 10 games, this is what they are, and this is what they are likely to be throughout the rest of the season. Of course, the special teams need to improve, and the team will continue to be or find success. Expected goals for ranks 2nd in the league, 57.03%. Power play ranks 24th at 15.9%. Penalty kill still ranks dead last at 62.8%. They scored 2.76 goals per game, which ranks 19th in the NHL. They give up 3.12 goals per game, which ranks 17th. Their Corsi 4, 56.91%, which ranks 2nd. Shots for, 57.16%, which ranks 2nd. So the Oilers, again, this is a 5-on-5 possession heavy. Their underlying metrics are phenomenal, but again, the special teams and the goaltending are failing them right now. But they are starting to improve. You're starting to see signs that that's starting to regress back to the mean. The power play, they didn't score against Nashville, but they had a few power play goals in the couple games before that. Their penalty kill, 2 straight games where they haven't given up a single power play goal against. And then the one game they gave up to Vancouver was at the end of the game, so it's unfortunate. They almost went 3 straight games without giving up a power play goal against, so that's a good sign. You got to build on the positives here, even if the positives are pretty small in comparison to the rest of the season that they've played, but you got to take the wins when you can. My player to watch tonight is going to be Darnell Nurse. It's not going to be McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, or Nuge, or any of the bigger boys on Edmonton. It's going to be Darnell Nurse. He has been playing much, much better as of late. He had 2 goals and an assist against the Nashville Predators, and I really liked his game. His game looks like it is starting to turn around, and him and Brett Kulak have played very well together. Look for Darnell Nurse to have a big game and have an impact on this game. Good or bad, he's the player to watch. My score prediction, though, don't hate me, Oil fans. I'm going 4-3 Leafs here in overtime. But I think it's going to be an exciting game. I think both of these teams are a lot better than their records show, even with Toronto missing Auston Matthews. For the Edmonton Oilers, this is a good litmus test game to see where they stack in terms of some of the better teams in the NHL. I find Edmonton hasn't played a lot of top-tier teams other than, Carolina, and Edmonton blew a 2-0 lead in the third period to the Hurricanes. So let's see if Edmonton is able to get a lead against Toronto and find a way to hold on to it. The Toronto Maple Leafs, they have terrific goaltending, as I mentioned, with Anthony Stolarz. And we're going to take a quick look at the Leafs stats as well. This is something I'm going to start doing in pregame reports just to give everyone an idea of the opponent, because there are a lot of fans from other teams that tune in, and I want to make sure that I'm giving some decent time to them as well. Mitch Marner leads the way with 22 points in 18 games. William Nylander, 12 goals in 18 games, so he's tied with Draisaitl for goals. John Tavares, 9 goals in 17 games, 16 points. Morgan Riley's had a good start to his season as well, 13 points in 18 games. Matthew Nyes has 7 goals, and of course, Auston Matthews rounds out the top 6 in point production, 11 points in 13 games, but Matthews has not even been skating. Hopefully he's okay, and he's able to recover and get back on the ice soon. And then it's in goal here where Toronto really excels. Anthony Stolarz, 2.11 goals against average, a .930 save percentage. Anthony Stolarz has been phenomenal this season for Toronto, and if you look at goalie advanced stats at 5-on-5, according to Money Puck, Anthony Stolarz ranks second in the entire NHL in goals saved above expected, 8.9 goals saved above expected. Look at Ilya Sorokin. He ranks third. And the Oilers, of course, saw that firsthand when they couldn't beat him the other night. Luckily, they did come out with the victory. But the Oilers, I'd like to see a regulation win if they're able to accomplish it. And if we scroll all the way down, Stuart Skinner ranks 21st at 5-on-5. Goals saved above expected, -2.1. We need Stuart Skinner to turn his game around very, very quickly. That is it for me for the pregame report. As I mentioned, there will likely be no postgame reaction. However, if you end up seeing one either late tonight or early tomorrow morning, I'll do my best to keep creating content. I do plan on having content for my time in Montreal as well. I'm there for a couple days. I'm very much looking forward to the trip. If you happen to see me in Montreal and you recognize me, say hello. I'm excited to meet some fans, and I'm excited to continue to grow a terrific community here. We have the best here on YouTube. Appreciate it, Oil Country. Make sure you tell someone that you love them before the game tonight. Good vibes, good karma, and of course, as always, fight like a kid, fight like Ben. Let's go, Oilers.